Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I've got my $1,000 in singles here and I'm about to show you what I found. But before I do, let's talk about this week's tip. One of the things I hear over and over and over again in some of my That's Not an Error videos or in some of my videos about fancy serial numbers is people will tell you constantly something is worth what someone is willing to pay. And I could not disagree more. Okay. What do I mean by that? This is what I mean by that. This is a 1953B $2 red seal. And it's got writing on it, and it's got a torn corner. It's got numerous folds. This is a circulated note, maybe grades of 20. People on Whatnot yesterday were paying anywhere from $9 to $20 a piece for notes like this. So apparently this must be worth $20 because that's what people were paying for it, correct? Well, first question, how does their purchase of $20 affect the value of my note? Because somebody paid $20 for it, that means this is now worth $20? No, that's not how it works. Chances are is that the seller on Whatnot didn't bother to tell the people watching what his note was worth and just let the people decide in that 30-second time span what they were willing to pay for the note. Now, yes, someone may very much have been willing to pay $15 to $20. Maybe the sale price was $15 and then you add in the shipping costs, they're paying $20. So the sale price, like I said, sale price was $15, they paid $20. That doesn't make the note worth $20. It means that that person did not know the value of the note, and they were willing to throw that much money at the note to take the chance that it might be worth something more. So no, just because someone pays $20 for this note does not mean this note is worth $20. Therefore, a note is not worth what someone will pay for it. And in case you're wondering, what is this note worth? Like I said, I watched him sell, I don't know how many, anywhere from the $9 to $15 range. And here we go. That's a 53. No, I think that one was a 1953B right there. 53B in VG8 is $7. In 12, it's $8. As a 20, graded 20, it's worth $9. Yeah, you'd have to get one that would grade a 60 to be worth $15, some of the sale prices that he was selling. And of course, that didn't include shipping. So when you add shipping into that, now they're paying $20 for a note that was in similar condition to mine. And, well, that means they're paying for a note that should have been choice 63, and they were getting like this. But that's okay, because some of you believe that a note is worth what someone will pay. I mean, forget the fact that that person will eventually take that note to someone who will tell them what I just told you. So, no, a note is not worth what someone will pay. If I wanted to pay $100 for this note, that does not mean that $2 red seals in your pocket are worth $100, right? Because a note isn't worth what someone will pay for it. A note is worth value because of its rarity and its supply, not what the price is. All right. That's my rant for today. Here's my 1,000 in singles. Let's get these out of the way and take a look at what I found this week. In theory, if I can pick them up. There we go. All right. Take a look at the first note. Check out that ink smear. See, now, I know sellers who would take this note and they would put this on eBay immediately and try to get $100 for it. And they may very well get it. Unfortunately, that's not an ink smear. I can take my finger and scratch that off. I don't want to know what substance that is, but it's not ink. And yeah, if I rub that a little bit, that'll pop right off of there. So yeah, beware of sellers trying to sell you garbage like this. I did find a note with a stamp on the back, and that was interesting. And once again, I know people will try to say, oh, look at this unique error. No, not an error. Just a cool stamp that I found. What is that, a Roadrunner? I think so. Another stamp. This one says, "End the Fed." Yeah, we've only been going, what, 100 and almost 110 years now, and things are just fine. What else do we got here? This is an interesting note. This note makes me laugh. No, it does not have any additional value, even though it is actually kind of hard to find. What is it? Like I said, it's not worth anything. But the serial number is 7734. And when I see that, I just giggle, because when you turn over 7734, you get HE double hockey sticks. So it always makes me giggle when I run across a note from hell. And this one's actually in really good shape, so I'll probably hang on to it just for the giggle factor, not because it's worth hundreds of dollars. All right, what do I got here? This is an alternator. 4 is your alternator. 34643474. What else do we got here? Trinaries. 1s, 2s, and 4s on this one. 1s, 4s, and 7s. 2s, 4s, and 5s. 0s, 5s, and 6s. 0s, 1s, and 2s. 0s, 2s, and 9s. 1s, 3s, and 8s. And 5s, 8s, and 9s. 2s, 5s, and 9s. 3s, 4. Oh, nope, no, this is quads. I had an interesting conversation recently about somebody explaining to me how rare trinaries were. And I said, do you want proof they're not rare? I said, every week I go through 1,000 singles. And the question isn't, did I find a trinary this week? The question is always, how many did I find this week? So if you're going to ask how many I found during the course of the week, that's not rare. You'll notice you don't see anything here that's in a sleeve, because finding notes that are worth money, well, they're worth money because they are rare, not because you find 10 of them every week. But you guys know that I collect trinaries and quads trying to match paired serial numbers, which seems to be an impossible task, but I've succeeded on both accounts. So the more I can put together, the cooler it is for my collection. Anyway, here are some quads. Quad 4s, quad 6s, quad 7s, quad 9s, and some stars. Always checking to see if your stars are filled. This one is from 2017A. Another 2017A, 2017. What do we got here? 2013, and this one was tore in half and retaped together, so that'll go back in circulation, of course. 2013B, within the range, and it's pretty crisp. So yeah, apparently I have a $300 note here, according to some people. Me, maybe 20 bucks, maybe. What else do we got? Another 2013. This one's 2013E. Another 2013. And another 2013. Then we get to some older notes. I start saving notes that are 20 years old and older. That puts this one at 2003A. That would be 20 years. Another 2003A. Another 2003A. Another one. I will only be saving the best of each of these years, because there's still a lot of these out there. So by pulling all of them, then when I do my after the hunt search, I can pick and choose which ones I really want to keep. Let's see, another 2003, another 2003, 2001. These are starting to get hard to find. 1999, another 99 from Minneapolis, so that's kind of cool. Another 99. Another 1995, checking to see if it's a web note. It is not, and it's in rough shape, so it's going to go away. 1995, also from Minneapolis, so that's cool. 1995. Another 95. Another 95. Not an error, just a stain. 1993. These, I do not find 1993s on every single one of my strap searches. So if you think that trinaries are rare, and I find 5 to 10 of them on every search, yet I can't find 1993s on every search, then apparently any 1993 is much more rare than any trinary. So yeah, if you want to really look for something that's worth something, well, that's another thing. What's a 1993 worth? Most people would say it's still worth $1. Okay, well, if that's the case, then why do you think trinaries are worth anything when they are so more prevalent? All right, the last shot at a web note, 1988A. This is the first year that web notes were possible. Another 88A here. This one's in rough shape on the bottom, so that's probably going to go away. And the oldest note I found was from the 1988 series. All right, so that's what I found. What did I pull out this week? This week, I bought a really interesting note, a really cool note. I was fascinated by it when I saw the price, and I was even more fascinated when I saw the value. This is what I found. This is a $4 bank. Let me see. There we go. Because it looks like it says Bank State, South Carolina, which is really weird. But if you look real close, it says the president. Let's see. What's on this side? Okay, the president and directors of the bank of the state of South Carolina. So all the words are there, and it's a $4 bill. Okay, the $4 bill has an overprint right here in red, so it did have to go through a second printing process. And on most of the notes that did this with this huge overprint, you see it on the back as well. Now, they did not print it on the back, I don't think. I think what happened is the overprint was printed so dark that as they went on, you get this wet ink transfer. I don't think that it was a bleed through, because why would the other ink on this bill not bleed through? So I really think that this is a wet ink transfer from the bill on top. So that's my guess. But it's a $4 bill, and that's something you just, I always think $3 bills are unique. So a $4 bill is definitely a unique denomination. And trying to read this, I believe that says 1855 right there. You can see the note is hand signed. Can't make out the signatures. This one's pretty well faded, but yeah, it is hand signed. And I wonder if it'll do it. No, it's not going to show it. Maybe if I try it this way. Oh, there we go. This note has been canceled, and it doesn't look like it, which is great from the collecting aspect, because when you see notes with giant holes punched in them, they just really are not that nice. But if I was to go back here like this, maybe I can see the holes. They're actually just very thin cuts, and yeah, that's good that they aren't even showing up when I put the light here. Here's, you can kind of see there was a little flash of one right there, right above the blue circle. You can see the light coming through there. You can see how the note is cut. Don't look at the circle, look at above the circle, and you'll see the cuts highlight a little bit there. Anyway, that note has been canceled, and like I said, there's so many other ways you can do the canceling. The image on here is also really cool. This is Fort Moultrie, I hope I'm saying that right, in South Carolina. And Fort Moultrie was one of the first forts that the British attacked in June of 1776. After a 9-hour battle, the fort managed to hold off the British fleet and basically saved Charleston, South Carolina. So that is the significance of what is pictured on the note, which to me made it extremely cool. They did not say who the two figures are on the bottom, but I was more interested in why the fort was there. And once again, checking out the back, this particular note, you can see has been, they word it interesting, because the wording here is proved, but I think what they're talking about is that it had been redeemed. And by redeeming it, that's why it does have the cut marks through the bill. And like I said, those cut marks, I could not see them when I bought the bill, I bought it online. And even then, let me just hold this up here. If I hold it up to the sunlight, you can see it. But once again, it is just so difficult to make out those cuts. I think there was some more over here. Yeah, they are very difficult to spot on this note, unless you actually have the note in hand. I wonder if, no, that's not going to do it either. Yeah, very difficult to spot those cut marks. But once again, it does have the stamp on the back that says proved. If I try to make out some of the other stuff on here, I'll let you guys try to figure out exactly what it says, because with a little luck, you're watching this on a huge screen, and you can see all these different letters where I'm squinting through a lens. Anyway, this particular note, like I said, with Fort Moultrie on there, here is my book on obsoletes, and of course it's the note on the top, so I don't know if I can get it in the picture. We'll give it a shot this way. There it is. Charleston, Fort Moultrie with the red 4. In VF, it is a 30. In new condition, it is $600. Did I say 30? Very fine, it's 300. New, 600, and if you have the proof, it is $1,000. So this is a rare note. And, well, when you talk about price versus value, which I'm going to get into next week a little bit more, I picked up this note at an auction because most people don't have a book like this. And most people aren't willing to risk a lot of money on a note that they just don't know the value of. So I think I paid 80 bucks for this. Like I said, knowledge is power. I can prove this is worth 300 bucks to anybody who would want to purchase it. Unfortunately, the person selling it couldn't do the same, so I managed to snipe it for 80. That's the power of knowing the actual value of stuff versus what someone will pay for it. Even though nobody would pay more than $80 for this note at that particular auction, that just means the right person wasn't there. The book value on this, in this condition, is pretty close to that $300 mark. All right, that's what I've got for you guys this week. If you learned anything new, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. Love reading your comments. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.